I'm not helping. It's 2025. Figure it out. I think they. Oh man, it's not working. Let's see. Maybe pull it from that end. At least they put it in diagonally, you know? But it's not going to fit. Oh no! It's not gonna fit.
Hey y'all, new hat. I know y'all be like, why she got so many hats? Because I told y'all I don't be having my wig on. It's not my life. Anyway, here go my question. This is what I want to know. So, online, I noticed that men will approach. They'll be like, hey, how you doing? You know, I want to be your man. But out on the street, I want to know where y'all get so much courage for the internet. That's what I want to know. Because I be out in the world all the time. You hear me? Like, I don't even put clothes on no more. That's how uninterested I am in being approached. Or being bothered. Like, I know it sounds horrible, but I'm being honest. And nobody approaches me. Nobody say, hey, how you doing? Excuse me, ma'am, would you like for me to pump your gas? Excuse me, ma'am, your tire looks low. Do you want to pull over so I can put some air in your tire? Nobody does any of the things that the people online do. So I want to know, like, what it is about the internet that makes y'all so confident and comfortable to where y'all interact with women the way that y'all do. I mean, I think it's admirable. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. By no means. No, like, what makes you more comfortable to approach a woman on the internet versus in person? And I want y'all to be honest, because when I'm outside and I do have clothes on, if I am going to a birthday party, it does have to be very important for me to have clothes and a wig on. I want to know, like, because I don't get approached. Those are the days. I won't say men are intimidated. I will not. I hear people say that all the time. I don't like that. No, like, I don't. Like, even in, like, social settings, banquets or galas or things like that. Like, I'm not the girl that gets approached. So I just want to know, like, what's the difference between in real life and the internet? Y'all help me out with that. Okay.
How is it that the older we get, the more guys tend to lose how to, like, get a female? And I start off by saying that because I'm just thinking about how, like, elementary, middle school, high school, like, boys was bringing flowers for their girls, you know, just because, you know, they was planning, oh, we want to go to the movies this day, we want to go get some food this day. Like, it was simple. And don't even get me started on, like, the young ones that used to walk everywhere. Like, the boy would probably walk to the girl house. Like, it was no stopping them. Like, they like somebody, they freaking like somebody, and they was going to show it. So how is it that 30-plus-year-old men can't even plan a date? Can't even buy flowers just because? They lost it. They have lost it. They have lost it. And it's just like, at this point, the guys want the flowers. The guys want the girls to plan the dates. At this point, the guys is the prize. And they can be the prize over there, because not over here. And what makes it even funnier is planning a date is literally just giving time, date, and location. Like, that's it, that's all. Like, I don't know why men make it so hard to just give a date, time, and location. Like, men want to be treated like men so bad, but they can't even lead by planning a simple date. A man can say, meet me on this trail on this day at this time. We about to go for a hike. Okay. Simple. I really don't know where the mishap and the miscommunication is for men between the ages of 18 and 35. But it seems as though in between that range, they just lose it. And that's fine. That's cool. That's their problem, not mine. But like, if you not coming to me direct, date, time, location, you can go ahead with the go ahead, because no. I keep ending the video, then I keep thinking about other stuff. But it literally brings me back to the point of, if a person wanted to, they will. Like, literally. And then also, how a person treats you is how much interest they have in you. And also, I would say the respect for you. Like, it's just that simple. It's literally not rocket science. I don't know why people make it rocket science, but it's literally that. Like, everybody has the same 24 hours. Everybody has the same 7 days. Like, if a person wanted to, they would. Like, simple.
I guess I'm gonna have to be the one to say it, because I always am. But all of these high-powered men are not just essaying these women like that. You know what I'm saying? I done been in these situations, these parties, where these girls be happily there, happily whoring, happily doing everything they can do nasty to these dudes, thinking that they was gonna get put into some type of position. They want to be singers, they want to be actresses, they want to get in the industry, and they feel like a dude gonna help them do it. So they gracefully go and do all of this. They happily taking the drugs. They're happily doing it all. The discrepancy happens when it doesn't meet up to their expectations and they don't end up getting nothing out of it. And now everybody calling them this and calling them that. So now, you know, they feeling some type of way. And they want to attach themselves to that man any way that they can so that they can get something out of the situation. They don't care if it's negative. They don't care if it's positive. Yeah, so all of these men ain't lying. Come on, think about it. All of these high-powered men have to essay somebody. There's plenty of girls lining up trying to do it for free. Come on now.
You keep getting your heart broken and into situationships because you can't accept the fact you're the rule. You're not the exception to the rule. There are no exceptions to the rule. I know that is so crazy, right? You don't find out a person is an exception to the rule until they've checked out of life. You know, they were called home by the universe. I'm sorry. You're the rule, baby girl. You're the rule. You don't have the golden cat. You don't have the golden personality. You don't have golden head. You're the rule. And if you would learn to play the game, instead of thinking you're the exception, you wouldn't get caught up so much. You stay getting caught up. You stay getting heartbroken. You stay on your knees crying. Baby girl, get up. Play the game. You don't have a golden cat. You're not the exception to the rule. You're the rule, and there are no exceptions to it.
A lot of the times why a man will just continue to stare at you but not approach you, and even then you like see him like following you around with his eyes, he's like talking to his friends, like, you know, whispering about you. Okay, there is literally a reason why they do this, and I'm going to break it down for you. You're very intimidating, and the fact that the why you're intimidating is how you carry yourself, what you're wearing. You look very put together, you look like very confident, and that can be very intimidating to men. They will like realize like, oh, okay, like I should not go up to like this girl because she's probably gonna reject me. And at the same time, you're like way out of his league in his mind. So he thinks to himself, like, I'm not even gonna like try. He also probably thinks to himself, you already are dating somebody. So they're not gonna go out of their way to try and like go up to you because they think like it's a waste of their time. So they just rather just not do it. They rather avoid possibly getting rejected by you. And that can be a good thing. I know you think you're to yourself that you don't get approached a lot, but you get stared at a lot. It's because a lot of the times these men have that fear of looking dumb and looking to themselves like you look too good, and they're scared of you because of the presence that you give off. So it's not a bad thing. I do say though that if you want to be approached more, I would just say give off an energy that's more open. Maybe you smile more. Eye contact is really big. But at the end of the day, if a man just doesn't go up to you, that's his loss. And and the guys that do approach you are going to be that confident guy. And that's the type of guy that you want in general. If you're noticing that's a pattern, like you're going out, you're not getting as approached as someone else, that is definitely a good thing. Okay. Because you are a rare type of beauty. It should be intimidating for a guy to go up to you. Like they need to like get it together to even say hi to you or whatever. So don't take it as a bad thing. It's a really, really good thing. But yeah, if you want to be approached more, just maybe work on a little bit of like a smile or eye contact. It will go a long way.
What if it's not his loss though? What if after observing you for a little while, he decided she's pretty, but I don't think we're going in the same direction, and ultimately decided not to approach? Coping mechanism. My leather's so soft, but I cope so hard.
My account is on thin ice. This is probably not going to go far, but let's see. I just saw a video of the Little Cam Newton podcast or whatever, and he had that guy, the one that panders to women, that ace metaphor or whatever. And he said something that just, I mean, it's obvious, right? He said heterosexual men don't like women. They like women sexually and like them for their organs, but outside of that, they don't like what a woman embodies or represents. And I totally agree. But do you know why though? Do you know why? All right, let's do it. You got to understand that when little boys are growing up, they're really not directed. They're not taught how to navigate life. The only thing that a little boy is taught to do is not be a girl. You throw like a girl, that's girly. You run like a girl. Like every insult that's thrown at little boys has to do with not being a girl, not being feminine. So they are conditioned to believe that feminine is bad, girl bad, woman bad. Okay? No explanation why. You run like a girl, you throw like a girl. Oh my God, ha ha ha, you're such a girl. Why? They have no explanation. There's no reason. It's just girl bad, boy good. And what happens? They grow up with this conditioning and essentially grow up into these heterosexual men that hate women. It's the same way when we talk about racism. Have you ever talked to a racist and asked them, why don't you like black people? They never know how to answer that. It's just because they've never really been taught anything. It's just don't like black. And so they grow up with this inculcated conditioning of don't like black. They don't know why. They don't know the reason. And this is just to say, fellas, at the core of all of your problems is you.
Sitting out in the sun with your arms up, talking foolishness. Men are taught, a lot of them, this is how men act, this is how women act. Are there toxic behaviors in teaching men masculinity? Absolutely. But men are taught, this is your job, don't depart from it. That's why you see men staying in marriages even when they're not excited about it. That's why you see men doing hard jobs even when they're definitely not excited about it. And in a lot of situations, because they're taught duty, commitment, don't leave your post. It's the reason you guys get to sit up here all day long and talk foolishness.
This is exactly why guys do not approach women anymore. Just for some context, I posted a video like 2-3 days ago. It's nearly on like 500,000 views. The video is about me and my boy approaching 2 females and we successfully got their socials. If you haven't watched it already, go and check it out. You won't be disappointed. There seems to be a big issue in today's generation where guys, boys, men are scared to approach females that they actually like. Studies have shown that 45% of men aged between 18 to 25 have never actually approached a woman in person. Now, in the video I made, you see me successfully explaining how me and my boy went about approaching 2 females that showed us interest in the first place. I teach guys in the video what to do if they want to have a successful approach. The majority of the guys in the comments are bigging up the video, they're gassing up the video, saying this is a good video. But a lot of the girls in the comments are, calling it weird, calling it creepy, whatever. And this is why some of you girls will die single, you know what I'm saying? Some of you girls watching this will never get married, you'll never have a boyfriend, you'll never have children because a guy or men in today's generation are scared to approach you. Approaching is definitely a lost art, you know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't approach now because they're simply scared. They have a fear of harassment accusations. They don't want to be labeled as creeps. And look at the comment. This girl said, bro, this is just sad. So now approaching someone who you potentially want to get to know is classified as sad according to girls of today's generation. This girl who commented this, ask your father if he's still in your life. Ask him how he met your mother. Ask him if he had to approach her, because I'm sure back in his day, he didn't have social media and he had to go out and approach a female to actually, end up having someone like you as their kid. So yeah, man, you guys who are scared of approaching, make sure you follow me. I'm going to drop many more videos, in the near future of me approaching. I'm going to teach you how to deal with rejection, because a lot of guys get rejected and they start attacking the girl, and that's not how you should do it. Maybe some of you guys are scared to approach because you don't know what to say to the girl and all of these things, but I break that down in my videos. But yeah, man, times really have changed. No one approaches anymore. Everyone's antisocial. Everyone's meeting, you know, their partners on social media, you know. Sometimes I actually believe I was born in the wrong generation.
In case you forgot that men are awful, I posted a video about what the girlies are going to do if we ever hit an apocalyptic situation and like life's never going back to normal. And there are currently almost 7,000 comments of women saying that they would themselves rather than deal with the men out in the.
So I'm going to entertain this just from a you know, information we have available kind of thing. The closest thing we've had to any type of apocalypse, world-changing or world-ending event, and during what women did was turn to digital press, right? Exploded when so when the chips were down and everyone's backs were against the wall, women turned to. That is the closest to an apocalyptic event that we have had. But as a matter of fact, in general, when those type of events happen, when women don't themselves, they will sell themselves, and that's not a knock. If you're doing what you got to do for survival, I get it. But this kind of notion that women will just all themselves out of fear of men, women will turn to men to sell their bodies to, and it's usually the most disgusting dregs of society that they're selling their bodies to. But like real life doesn't reflect that fantasy.
And welcome to another episode of I'm about to say some may not like. Women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And I've gotten called out for this. Cite your sources, Mario. Cite your sources. I went to school and now I know how to cite my sources. So it's cited right here. Association for Psychological Science put out an article. It started with, he loves me not. Women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear.
So I broke up my engagement last July, and I never shared why on TikTok because, quite frankly, it's nobody's business. However, I know a lot of people are very curious, and while I will not dive into the details of my relationship online because I feel like that's a little tacky, I will share a fun little story. And this story is going to tell you everything you need to know about why I left that man. So let's take it back to his birthday last year. His birthday is in March. So the night before his birthday, we go out to dinner with his family at a really nice restaurant. And at this said restaurant, my ex has a full cake, like literally an entire cake with candles. We sing him happy birthday. He blows out his candles. He makes a birthday wish and he proceeds to eat what I believe was like 2 slices of cake. The next day is his birthday. However, let's preface this by saying about 6 weeks before that, I asked him very casually, hey, what's your like dream breakfast? Like death row breakfast. And he tells me that it's like this Mediterranean kind of charcuterie board with like fresh fruits, kind of like a king style breakfast. So I noted that. Let's roll it back to the day of his birthday. So instead of giving him a gift, I gave him a day full of experiences because this man already had everything. Mind you, this is all a surprise. He doesn't know anything about what we're doing the day of his birthday. So I wake up at like the crack ass of dawn to make this man his like dream charcuterie board breakfast. I went to like a specialty shop and bought like special hummus. I did the whole 9 yards. If you look up like Middle Eastern breakfast on Pinterest, that's pretty much what I made him. So I bring him the charcuterie board with his breakfast and he kind of makes fun of it, starts making jokes about it. He's like, what is this? And I'm like, that's your death row breakfast that you said was like your dream breakfast for kings. And here you go. Whatever, kind of hurt my feelings because I put a lot of work and effort into that breakfast. I gave him grace because it's his birthday. So then I tell him what the first activity is. And I had booked us a horseback riding on the beach. Immediately he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like that's for you, not for me. So basically he was like not excited to go at all. And mind you, I had already paid for this. So I was like, okay, well, it's your birthday. Like we don't have to go. We can cancel. And he's like, no, let's just go. So we show up and it's a group activity, but it's not that many people. It's like 2 other couples and us. And we ride horseback along the beach. It was so beautiful, like something out of a movie. And I'm just enjoying myself, like trying to hype him up and have him enjoy himself too. And the whole time this man was complaining and so miserable. He looked so miserable. So after the horseback riding ends is our next activity. And I booked us a couples massage at a 5-star hotel, the Faena, which is like a really nice hotel, really, really nice spa. And I thought we were going to have our massage and then enjoy the amenities. And then I thought we were going to have lunch at the Faina after. Like, that's what I had planned for us. As soon as I parked the car and then we're about to get out and go to the Faina, he literally tells me he doesn't want to do this. So I was like, okay. I mean, I guess I can call and cancel, but I'm gonna have to pay like same day cancellation fee. But it's your birthday, like we could do whatever you want. He's like, no, fine, whatever. I don't want you to get charged a fee. Let's just go. So we go, we have our couples massage. It was lovely. And then I thought we were going to enjoy the amenities for like at least an hour, maybe 2. 20 minutes goes by and he's like, I want to go home. I'm like, okay, are you sure you don't want to have like lunch at the Faina? And he was like, no, I just want to go home. So I'm like, all right, let's go home. We get home and he's like, what's for dinner? I had booked us a really nice sushi restaurant in Brickell. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. Cancel it. So I canceled the reservation as per his request. And at this point we are starving. It's like 3 p.m. and we hadn't eaten since like 7 a.m. So I asked him, hey, are you hungry? Like, what do you want? I'll order us food. He's like, I'm not hungry. I don't want anything. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, tell me whatever you want. Like, I'll get it. And he insisted that he wasn't hungry and that he didn't want anything. So then I said, hey, I'm going to order myself something from Rice, which is a Mediterranean spot. He was very persistent that he wasn't hungry and he did not want anything. So I ordered myself a platter, a chicken platter, and it was huge. Usually we share this platter, okay? So the food gets there and I go get it from the foyer and then I put it into 2 plates. And then he looks at me, he goes, you didn't get me my own meal. I was like, you literally told me that you didn't want anything. I have been so patient at this point, but I am literally about to blow. The final straw was the evening rolls around and he's like, okay, where's my cake? I was like, cake? You had a cake yesterday. You wanted 2 cakes? Mind you, the restaurant that we were gonna go to, the sushi place, knew it was his birthday and I'm pretty sure they were gonna bring out a dessert with a candle on it, but he made me cancel that. So no, I didn't prepare another cake ahead of time, considering the fact that you already had a cake yesterday. Then this man literally starts to beg me and tell me how inconsiderate, how I am so not thoughtful because I didn't get him a second birthday cake. And he made me cry on his birthday. I spent so much money on that day. I think it was about $300 for the horseback riding plus tip, and then about $500 for the couples massages plus tip. And then I was going to drop at least another $200 on dinner. So like $1,000 in total. And this man did not appreciate anything, complained the entire time and was miserable all day. And then he made me cry on his birthday. And that should just tell you everything you need to know about why I left him.
This is a lot to take in, but he's not the only one that has the issue in this instance. Like somebody said in the comments, and this was a few women, and I stopped scrolling, that said, let's be honest, he was a jerk about everything, but you planned this day for yourself. Modern women will go on and on about how men don't pay attention, they don't listen. They'll go on and on about how you didn't buy me the ring that I wanted. I want to be involved in you buying this ring or whatever it is. Stop surprising me. I don't want a surprise. I want to know, that sort of thing. But then they go and do whatever they want on somebody else's birthday. I don't think that I would ever want to go horseback riding on my birthday. A massage is iffy, but what it sounds like is what women would do. Be out all day. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's do this. Let's do that. There's not a lot of men that are going to actually want to do that. I'm thinking about the guy who all he wanted to do was go get some pizza from a certain place. What was it, 4 or 5 hours away? You probably know the clip that I'm talking about. They went there and did not get the pizza. And that's the only thing that he wanted. They ended up going there and doing things for the entire family and not what he wanted to do. This is how men are. Now, let me say, you dropped 800 and was about to drop upwards of what, 1,200? So the effort was definitely there. But I just think, once again, he didn't have to act like a jerk about it. But like people have said in the comments, it seemed like you wasn't really paying attention to what, he actually wanted in some of those instances. So
as crazy as men are, they are just like the most helpful, silliest creatures, and I love them for that. Today my battery died in my car, I think. I don't really know what happened. And so I called my dad and I said, Dad, what do I do? And he was like, I'm at work, so I can't help you, but I can give you instructions. I said, okay. He says, pop your HUD. I do so. And he says, look inside, and looking like look confused and start looking around. I said, how the hell is that gonna help me right now? He said, just do it. I do it. I'm pulling over to the side to come help me, to come rescue me, to come jump my car. How did he know that was gonna work? And you know what? They got it, and I was back on the road within like literally 10 minutes. And I have so many stories like that. Like the other day, I had a fishing hook in a stream. I don't know how to install like a line string on a fishing hook. I don't know how to do that. I said, Mom, what do I do? She says, go to the fire station. Go to the fire station, they're gonna help you out. I said, okay. And they did. They're not required to do that. They just wanted to help. I went to Home Depot the other day to get my mom a rocking chair for Mother's Day. And it didn't even work there. Were coming up to me like, do you need help with something? Are you trying to find a section? Da, da, da. Yes, I need help. Help me, please. They just make my life so easy sometimes. Oh my God, don't even get me started on pumping my gas. I don't know if that happens to like, I don't really see that very often, but I guess it's popular in my city. Whenever I go and get gas, for some reason, I want to pump my gas. Oh my God, I love you. I don't want to pump my gas. Please do it for me. It's like 2/3 of the time I go to the gas station, someone's trying to pump and pay for my gas. And I know someone in the comments is going to call me a whore, say like, this is why women have it on easy mode. Suck my balls, okay? I don't care. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I just want to go fishing and shop at Home Depot. Can you use my balls, please?
Do you guys ever see like a mediocre man in the wild and just know he's not texting someone back? Like, you know he is ghosting some girl and he's very, very mediocre.
Let's read a couple of comments here. Pot, meat, kettle. Here's another comment coming from a mediocre woman. Somebody else said, you being mediocre would be able to recognize mediocre, I guess. Y'all gotta shut up. Just be quiet. Y'all are not what you think you are.
My rules for my sugar daddy. Contrary to the name, I don't give him sugar and he will never get any sugar from me. I expect a weekly allowance, but I also expect money whenever I request it on Cash App. I expect him to reimburse my food, my shopping, he can pick out my nail colors for my toes and my fingers. And absolutely no disrespect.
This month just showed me a video of this queen saying marriage is DEI for men.
What? This is the definition of single women keep each other single. Notable comments on this post: marriage is assisted living for men. Society is DEI for men. Yes, very kind of women to let men feel included by letting them do 90% of building society's infrastructures, public highways, water systems, electrical grids. No, we had that all under control. We just wanted to let you guys feel like you were part of it. And don't worry, the comments get even more unhinged. This woman wants to corner every single bride at every wedding she attends and ask her if she's sure she wants to go through with it. Over 100 likes. Are you insane? You despise men so much that you think it's reasonable to corner a bride on her wedding day that she has imaginably spent years planning, thousands of dollars investing to, and welcomed her closest friends and family to attend so that you can tell her to get out and cancel the whole thing because men bad? And for a woman who claims to be a liberal comedian, I don't know what side you're on anymore with this comparison. Are you for or against DEI? Because it really seems like you are making fun of the entire concept of DEI. Because the entire concept of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is for minorities who faced hardships in the past to achieve equitable opportunities, ideally. And men are not a minority, first of all, but are you also implying that men have been held back more than women in society? Because that's what you're implying. Or are you against DEI efforts entirely? Because that's the only way your video stays consistent. Because it sounds like you view DEI as unwarranted charity work that the recipients of are undeserving of receiving. And that's just very strange for a comedian whose entire shtick is about attacking conservative ideology. I hate to tell you this, Sarah, but I think your mask just slipped a little. You tried to attack men, but you accidentally revealed yourself as the very type of conservative you try to make fun of. Congrats.
I think a man is less of a man if he can't change a flat tire.
I do think so. Me and my roommates talk about it all the time, and that's one of the qualities we look for in a man, just to know that we can be safe and protected with them.
Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
No.
Why is there a difference?
Because I don't know how to cook a meal from scratch, so...
What if a man doesn't know how to change a tire?
Well, I guess it's okay, but if a man wants a woman who can cook, then they shouldn't date me.
And less of a man if he can't change a flat tire.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
Being a single mom is actually crazy. I get 2 kid-free nights a month, and that's because my mom watches my kids. So I am fully convinced I'm not gonna be able to date till I'm 36 because that's when my kid is graduating high school. And everybody's always like, Shelby, why aren't you in a relationship? Blah, blah, blah. That is why. I'm supposed to sit here dead in the eyes and tell a man, yeah, I can see you twice a month. That is 24 times a year.
Can a man with multiple baby mamas and multiple children be considered high value?
Does he take care of his kids?
Of course.
Does he have a relationship to his kids?
Yes, let's say yes.
Then absolutely.
But
it's not the same. It's a double standard.
No, Sarah, you can't
This
do
is
that.
the double. I'm sorry,
Sarah, you cannot do that.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's say he's successful. I'm assuming.
Okay. Yes, he's successful.
He takes care of his children.
Yes.
He provides for his children.
Yes, he does everything he's supposed to do as a
I'm
father.
assuming there's broken homes.
Of course.
Okay, so he's created broken homes.
Several broken homes. Let's
Okay.
say he has like 4+ kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if he's taking care of his children, providing for his children, and he has a relationship with his children and a healthy co-parenting situation where he is uplifting the children's mothers to them, where he is showing the children, if he's in a new situation, what love actually looks like. I don't think that men having multiple children takes away from a man as much as it does from a woman. And the reason why is because oftentimes that type of parent doesn't even have the kids the majority of the time. Most times the mother is a custodial parent. It is a double standard and it sucks. But that's why we as women need to be so mindful of who we're laying down with, and even more importantly, who we're being impregnated by.
That's very true. I mean, but a lot of these girls, they go for the men with the money because they think they see them as bags.
I honestly don't even feel like they're looking for a man with a bag, although sometimes that is the case. I think they're looking for the unconditional love of the father that was never in the home. I think they're looking for something that will love them no matter what because of their own abandonment issues or their own rejection issues. And now I have this kid that's never going to leave me because they have to love me because I'm the parent. I think a lot of the times, most children are not planned. Most children are quote unquote accidents. Hell, I was an accident, to be completely honest. And it's not a good or a bad thing. And it's not a judgment thing. It just is what it is. Right. And if that's the case, you got to be mindful. Now, some women are intentional about getting pregnant on the man's part. It's always a risk. Right?
Yeah, because
if you shoot up the club, it's
my whole
always a
thing is
risk.
because like.
I mean, as long as you can provide and take me on trips, take me out. I really love going out to eat. I love steakhouses. I want to go out the country. I want to take a vacation, but I don't want to pay for anything.
Where you working?
I'm at CNA.
Okay, you were CNA, right? So I'm gonna need you to act your budget then. Act your wage. Don't be getting in my car talking about shopping trips out the country if you can't buy that for yourself. You want it handed to you. You don't want to grind.
All that extra paying for bills, paying for all that, paying for trips. I'm not doing it. That's a man's job. I'm a prize.
Okay, that's cool, and I'm a king. So, you know what I mean? I don't with peasants.
So you saying I'm a peasant?
I mean, seeing me like you just a pretty bum for real.
My heart is big.
Your heart is big, but your pockets ain't.
I got a good heart.
Okay, I got a good heart too. That don't mean that everybody's supposed to pay my bills.
Guys, give her space and keep a little mystery. Don't make yourself too available. Constant texting, oversharing, or you initiating all the time can kill that attraction early on. So let that connection breathe. Let her wonder a little, like what you're up to or who is this person beneath the surface. You don't need to respond instantly or explain everything you do. A guy with purpose, passion, and self-respect is intriguing to us. And that's what draws us in more than any pickup line ever will. Follow me for more dating tips.
It's only about 100 good men left in the world. So if y'all ain't already got a good man, ladies, you probably never found one. Masculine men, like real masculine, attractive men, it's only about 100 left. That's it. So y'all better find them quick and y'all better snatch them up quick, because these men nowadays are less and less attractive. Less and less attractive. And it's not about the way y'all look, it's about how y'all act. I'm so over it. I'm done.
Honestly, with the way that y'all act, if y'all ran across one, y'all probably wouldn't know what he was anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Good morning to everyone except for those who dismiss men's emotions. Men have feelings. They're people too. And if you think it's just a phase, well, your ignorance is showing. Also, their therapist knows your name.
I don't really think women are that much further healed than men are. I think that women are just so used to dealing with people that are so broken and men that are so broken that they're just a little bit better than them. And so they've never dealt with somebody who's truly done self-work.
Yeah.
And then when they come across a man who's of a higher standard because he's done the work in his life, he is healed, he's mature, he knows how to lead from a place of love and not ego. And he knows how to address problems in a certain way that is used to build a person and not destroy a person. Women get a reality check, and it's very uncomfortable when they realize, oh, I got some faults here. I'm not as perfect as I thought I was. I'm not as far along as I thought I was. And that's when that accountability really comes in check. You didn't have to take accountability with these sorry dudes you was dealing with. You was dealing with dudes that they ain't picked up a book in 5 years. Of course you felt like you were above and you were healed and you were so much further than these men out here in the world. Go get around some men that are actually on their grind, that are actually developing themselves, that are actually in their word with God, that are actually being obedient.
Different ball game.
You'll find out real quick where you stack up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not who they think they are. They just run around crowds that are beneath them. And then when you come around somebody who is of that level and you got to hold yourself accountable, you don't know what to do with it. You've never been put in that place. It is so uncomfortable for you. I ain't never had no man challenge me to do better. I've always been better. I've always been at a higher place than him in every area. See, that's when you find out who you really are. That's when you get the reality check that, okay, I got some work to do.
That's it, 100%. I keep on saying that. They keep on saying men need to do the inner work, and they really haven't done it. They've signed up for a couple of therapy sessions, and they post about it. They put out a TikTok about it, and that's literally it. They're not that much better, if at all, than men.
Okay, we need to have a conversation because there's an observation that I've made via different discussions on social media. And I know right now there's a discussion going around about what is appropriate for gym attire and the fact that women are confident in being naked in the gym, moose knuckles out, all of it. And I hear you. You feel like you should be able to wear what you want to wear and you shouldn't be judged. Great. But the thing that I want to drill down on is why anytime accountability is involved as it relates to telling women that they need to learn how to show up appropriate for what the environment calls for, all of a sudden there's this drastic jump to sexual assault. I need to know why anybody tells you about how you conduct yourself and how you present yourself to the world as a woman. You automatically assume that someone is trying to condone or support sexual assault when one has nothing to do with the other. And it is the biggest deflection that I see from women specifically. And I see it over and over again. You will take a subject matter that has nothing to do with it. One doesn't lead to two. And you will jump to that because you want to avoid the accountability of the topic. And guess what? If you wouldn't show up to a job interview with your titties out, how you show up in different spaces also matters. I want to say if you wouldn't show up to church just dressed a certain way, how you present yourself to the world matters. But I forget, some of y'all don't give a damn. So you don't give a damn how you show up to church. I do know that you give a damn how you show up to get that money. And so I don't understand why there's such a big argument when someone tells you that we don't need to see your pussy print. I don't need to see your coin purse. And then for those of you that, you know, you love to get in the comments with the same redundant shit, okay? With the same redundant shit. I'm so locked in on my gym routine, I don't have the ability to pay attention to anybody else. We know that there are a plethora of simple-minded people that only concentrate and have the ability to see what is directly within their sight. We know that you are not concerned about the collective good of people. We know that you are not trying to improve this planet overall. You just want to show up to the gym in your skimpy ass two-piece or your titties out. You want to be able to do that freely and not be judged for it. And I'm not mad at you, sis. But for those of us who are interested in seeing women rise to the occasion of empowerment, who are interested in seeing women just overall do better, become the bad that they've been assigned and called to be. For those of us who are invested in that, those things do matter. Maybe we don't want our kids seeing that as an example of how you should be walking around as a young woman. Maybe we want you to set a better example. But for those of you who think it doesn't matter, that's why you act the way you do. That's why you show up the way you do. That's why you're not even interpreting this conversation correctly. Some of y'all were raised in a very particular way and it shows. And that's why the pushback is so hard on this. So for those of you that automatically jump to, just because someone is holding you accountable for how you present yourself to the world, do not conflate the two. Telling you how to learn how to dress for the environment is not saying that if you're dressed like a hoochie, you deserve to be assaulted. It's not saying that you deserve to be disrespected because you may present yourself a certain way. However, you also must understand that actions have a consequence. So if you want to walk down the street on Fig, dressed like employees of Fig, then do not be upset when you are mistaken for a worker on Fig. Would you show up to Target wearing a red shirt and khakis and then get upset when somebody asks you where the damn tampons are?
Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory on my first date.
So ridiculous.
I'm telling you, if
So
you
ridiculous.
listen to these women, you're going to miss out on a great
because
man.
guess what? They're single. So here's let's pause here and let me tell my single sisters who are watching this, if you want to be not only married but have a successful marriage, stop listening to the women that are still single. Because the ironic thing about that woman's post is that when you and I went on our first date, we went to the Cheesecake Factory and we've been married 17 years. I mean, I'm thinking of a couple right now. I don't know them personally, but he first started dating his wife. Literally, the most he could afford was for them to split a 4 for $4, the Wendy's 4 for $4.
Yeah.
And he took her to like $1 movies. And she said, okay, but now he has an amazing church, an amazing music ministry. He goes all over the world.
All over the world.
And I do think that there must have been something in her that said, hey, there's enough potential here.
I gave a man in the grocery store my phone number and it went exactly where I thought it would go. Nowhere. Okay, you can tell very early on when it's just not gonna work. It's just we're not compatible. So the man asked for my number in Aldi. I gave it to him. Literally like 5 minutes later he calls me. I'm like, why is this man calling me? And I'm in the grocery store. And so I don't answer. And you know, Aldi ain't nothing but 2 feet big. So like if I answered, we literally would hear each other talking. Like Aldi is small. So I'm walking around and I see him again. I'm like, you're still in the grocery store. Why did you call me? Why did you call me? Whatever the case, I get home he texted me. He's like, hey, it's so-and-so. It was nice to meet you. And so I responded, whatever. Then like 2 hours later, he calls me again. I don't know about y'all, but I just feel like you shouldn't call somebody that you've never spoken to on the phone before without like, you know, scheduling it. Like, hey, texting me like, hey, are you doing anything? I was hoping that, you know, maybe we could talk or whatever, get to know each other. Just don't call me out the clear blue. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So I can already tell that, you know, he's not a texter. He's a talk on the phoner, and I'm not a talk on the phoner. Until I know you, I'm more of a texter, right? So I don't answer. The next day he texts me good morning. I say good morning back. Then about an hour later he calls me. Child, I was working. So I was like, oh, I'm at work. So he was like, oh, my bad. Then he goes, so how are you? I said, oh, no. He says, well, good afternoon. I said, good afternoon. How are you? He says, good. That's all he says, good. Okay, well, yep, you're not a texter. Like, this is just, it ain't going nowhere. Then he texted me at 1 o'clock in the morning, good night. You just wanted to see if I was up. Because if I texted back, then you would have tried to call me. We ain't compatible.
I don't know, maybe not, but you guys overdo it. Charmaine in the comments said, girl, ain't that why you gave him your number? To communicate with you? So confused. Me too. My messy perfect life said, do you really like him? I'm a texter too, but he's trying if he calls. Us texters are the ones only wanting a one-way conversation. You don't want to invest your time. That's what men continue to tell some of these young ladies out here. Y'all be saying stuff and don't really mean it.